Because sometimes these transfers don't happen until the next generation's in their 40s, 50s, or 60s. And by that point, most of the time they've already found their own person that they're going to be working with. So I think you could really turn that on its head and start that relationship very early with that next generation. So a lot of things the advisors can do to begin to build that relationship, whether it's teaching financial literacy and fluency, mentoring, working with on some of the charitable giving aspects, helping them with managing their own smaller accounts, thinking about budgeting and planning. There's just so many ways the advisor can begin to be in that kind of mentor and advising role with the rising generation before they really, and quite frankly, it's a lot of work up front for the advisor. It's great if you have a team and you could work as a group together on this. But in any way, developing that deep relationship with that rising generation before they have all of those resources, chances are you're going to be the one who's going to be working with them then after that actual transfer takes place. And one thing I say to advisors is I encourage them to start talking about next generation transfers with families with kids as young as elementary school. That it's never too early to begin these conversations, to really help parents think about how can this money be a good influence? When do we start talking about, when do we acknowledge to our children that we have more than other people? How do we talk with them about making sense out of that? How do we talk with them about giving? And how do we talk with them about decision making on spending? Because chances are it's not going to be what you can afford. It's going to be where your values guide you. And all of those things become really important foundations for when wealth begins to transfer.
Okay, nice segue into the when, where, and the how. I think it's got to be part of the tipping point from an advisor's perspective to get themselves to a place where they feel they are legitimately doing a client a disservice by not proactively building this out and bringing it to them as a deliverable, both from a practical fiduciary perspective, but also from a personal and professional fulfillment perspective. Mm-hmm.